I'm Kid Richmond and I own a 2019 Ram Rebel. The way that I use my truck is probably a little bit different than how most use it. I am a hobbyist steel worker. I like to do a lot of artistic stuff. So I'm doing everything from grabbing a load of steel to exploring unknown terrain out here in the beautiful state of Utah and capturing really awesome photography. And I'd say my main drive for my truck is being able to explore. I've got to be able to go places where most people don't. When it was stock, it was okay. It wasn't really off-road worthy for me, but it was one of those things when I bought it, I had in mind that I would immediately rip the suspension off. I thought that I was going to go the route of getting some custom tuned Fox or King shocks. I was thinking maybe doing some external bypass in the rear and some remote resis up front, and I had heard of Falcon, but I had honestly never thought about even pursuing getting a set of Falcon shocks. I've got to be able to go places where most people don't. And I've got to be able to keep that camera gear nice and cushy, and that means having a solid suspension. One of the reasons why I chose Falcon is because a lot of guys here locally had them on their Jeeps, and they were just raving about them. And I figured if you can make a Jeep ride good off-road, you've got to be able to make a Rebel drive good off-road. So it's been several months since the shocks have been on the truck, and they have hands down blown me away. At first I thought they were only going to be able to soak up the small stuff because they rode so cushy on the street, but they also were able to suck up a lot of the big hits off-road, and that just blew me out of the water that they were able to do this really good and this really good and deliver across the entire board. You'll have these things, we call them little baby head rocks, right? So you'll get rocks about this big, and you'll run into a rock garden of it, and it's like being in a paint shaker if you don't have the right suspension. But then you'll find stuff that you can do 80, 90 miles an hour down, and it's just pure flat gravel. They time all four corners together. That's the unique thing about Falcon. So if you run into a little bit of a nosedive situation, your rear end's gonna come up. And that means that you've just changed the timing on the rear if you don't have a set of shocks that has been timed properly together. And that's what I would say really sold me on getting a set of Falcons, is these guys have gone through and they've calibrated these shocks to all work in unison. After owning a set of these Falcon shocks, I look forward to seeing what Falcon can do next. I mean, if they're able to do shocks this well, I want to see what else they can do really